Now, the Syrian army recaptures more territory from terrorists as part of a wide-scale military operation to liberate the northwestern province of Idlib. Government troops have expanded their control in the vicinity of a key airbase in northwestern Idlib that was fully recaptured from the Nusra Front terrorists 10 days ago. Backed by allied forces, the army also advanced in southeastern Idlib, liberating 2 villages and a nearby strategic hill. This comes after fierce clashes in which dozens of terrorists were killed, while many others fled the battle. The army has also advanced on the town of Abu Zuhour. The operation to liberate Idlib and its surrounding areas began around 3 months ago. It is the last province in Syria still under the control of terrorists. Joining us via Skype from Perth is Mimi Al-Laham. She's a Syrian activist, and political commentator. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Ms. Al-Laham. Now, first of all, the situation in Idlib, when you look at particularly the mainstream Western media, it is a very different depiction of the facts on the ground. What do you make of this operation?
Well, it's interesting. If you were to Google Idlib, you will get news items from the mainstream media that basically gloss over the fact that Al-Qaeda is in control of Idlib. They are taking Al-Qaeda's side against the Syrian government. This is particularly interesting for the US media, who supposedly told us that we should never forget 9/11, now happen to be taking Al-Qaeda's side. But if you were to look more closely, you'll see that the same media also throws the accusation that Turkey is working with these rebels, which the same media tells us are Al-Qaeda, when it comes to Turkey working with them in Afrin. So these same rebels, they're in Idlib, they are activists and opposition and rebels, but when they step foot in Afrin, suddenly now the media tells us that they're Al-Qaeda.
Well, that does really show you how different alliances are changing based on different strategic interests on the ground in Syria. And this is all compounded by the fact right now, as talks are happening in Sochi when it comes to finding a peaceful solution, political solution for Syria. How do you think the offensive in Idlib is going to affect those talks?
I think it was probably the case that in the previous talks that already agreed that Turkey, Syria, Iran, Russia probably have already come to some sort of agreement on what's to become of the YPG Kurdish militias and Idlib. And perhaps the offensive that we're seeing right now is just a part of that pre-made agreement.